What's up everyone, and welcome back to my channel, and also welcome back to the 2024 baking challenge. As I mentioned from my previous video, in this episode we will be baking tarte de Mathis. So tarte de Mathis is like a tart that we will be adding together with some almond cream, raspberries. There will be also mousse. So keep on watching and we will be witnessing together the making of this beautiful tart. So the difficulty level for this episode will be medium, so it's not that difficult. I'm sure everyone out there will be able to make this beautiful tart to treat your friends, family, and even, of course, for yourself. And without further ado, the ingredients are ready. I myself is ready. Let's get on with the baking. So the first preparation is to prepare the mousse bergamot, but I understand that bergamot can be quite difficult to find, so you can replace it. Like me, I'm using a green lime. This works better with raspberry as well. So the ingredients that we require to make this mousse are right here. The first thing is very easy. We are just going to rehydrate our gelatin with some water. And let it to rest for about 5 minutes before using it. And after that, we are going to heat our lime juice or bergamot juice into a saucepan together with the 35 grams of sugar. Let it to boil and let it to just warm up a little. In the meantime, we are going to beat our egg yolks together with the other 35 grams of sugar. Until it's slightly frothy and light in color. Once our lime juice or bergamot juice is warm, we are going to pour this into our egg yolk mixture while we are stirring it together. And then we are going to transfer this mixture back into the saucepan and then place it back in the heat and continue cooking this mixture until we reach at 83 degrees Celsius. Once we reach at the 83 degrees Celsius, take it away from the fire. And then we are going to add the rehydrated gelatin. Continue mixing it. And set it aside. While we're waiting for this mixture to cool down, we're just going to beat our whipping cream until we achieve a texture sort of like a shaving cream. And then once we achieve this texture, we are just going to keep it back inside the fridge until we are going to use it. And now we are going to make the meringue. So it's very easy. We're just going to heat our sugar and also our water into a saucepan. Until we achieve the temperature at 118 degrees Celsius. Once we achieve this 180 degrees Celsius, take it out from the fire and we are going to add into our white egg. Beat the white egg while adding this syrup. We're going to add this until all of the syrup is finished and incorporated into our white egg. Then we get our meringue. Then after that, we're just going to add the lime mixture into our meringue. And then slowly and gently folding it until everything is mixed up together. Once it is all mixed up, add this mixture into our whipping cream and again gently folding them. Very easy for this part. We're just going to transfer the mousse into the mold. I usually place a plate underneath the mold so that it will be much easier for me to transfer this into the freezer. Once all the mousse are inside the mold, we're just gonna keep this inside the freezer overnight. Yes, we're gonna keep this overnight. It's just to ensure that the mousse is solid and hard enough when we're going to take it out from the mold. Now, the second preparation is the pâte sucrée, also known as like a sugar cookie. So these are the ingredients that we are going to need. This part is super easy because we're just gonna add everything, every ingredients inside the mixing bowl except the egg. So we are going to just beat this until it's almost well incorporated together. And then we are going to add the egg little by little, only until it's slightly formed like a dough of ball. It's not necessarily for you to use all of the egg, and be careful not to over add too much egg because it will get too wet. I mean, the dough will get too wet, so if it's too wet, it will be much difficult to roll it after. Once we achieve this texture, we are just going to transfer this onto our silicone mat, or you can also use the baking paper. Put one baking paper underneath and another baking paper on top of the dough. In my case, since my silicone mat is quite big, so I'm just gonna fold it over and then start rolling this. Once we achieve the right thickness, we're just going to trace from our tart mold. And keeping this inside the freezer for a few minutes. So the reason why I'm keeping this inside the freezer because the pâte sucrée is quite delicate and quite soft. Keeping this inside the freezer for a moment is just so that it will be much convenient to transfer the dough into the mold. It doesn't have to be frozen. It's as long as we can gently and without breaking it, transferring it into the mold, then it will be ready. At this point of time, you should already preheated your oven at 160 degrees Celsius. And then gonna continue to prepare for the rest of the area of the mold. Before placing this into the oven, we're just gonna keep it back inside the freezer for just around 15 minutes or so, and then we're going to bake this for 15 minutes. Remember to poke the base of the pâte sucrée, because my part I forgot to poke it, so that's why you can see some of the bubbles on top of the base, but it's fine because we're gonna cover it anyway. But in your case, just remember to poke it so the air bubbles can release it and it will be much nicer and flatter. So we're just going to keep our pâte sucrée aside to leave it to cool down until we are going to use it to pour the almond cream on top of it. Now the third preparation is the preparation of the almond cream, and these are the ingredients that we are going to need. So the first step to prepare our almond cream is to add the softened butter together with the sugar with the help of our whisk. Whisk it until it's all mixed up together. And then add the eggs little by little. Be careful not to overbeat or over whip this mixture too much, because when we cook it, it will be over swelling while it's cooking, so we do not want that. Just a gentle mixing is enough. Then after that, we're just going to add the almond powder and continue mixing it. Now we are just going to spread it across the tart. And then after that, just add the raspberries on top of the almond cream. At this point of time, you should already preheat the oven at 160 degrees Celsius. So once the almond cream is ready on top of the tart, we're just going to bake this for 15 minutes. Some oven may be slightly less hot than other ovens, so keep an eye on that. After the 15 minutes, once it's ready, once it's cooked, just take it out from the oven. And if you are like in my case, I added another 10 to 15 more minutes just so everything is well cooked until the center. And when this is ready, take it out from the oven, and we're just going to leave it to cool down until we are going to spread the compote. And the last thing is actually the preparation of the raspberry lime or bergamot compote. But this one I have already prepared from my previous episode, the Pavlova Aux Fruits. You can check it out from there how I made this compote. The only difference is that I added the zest of my lime. So that's the only additional ingredients for this compote. But of course, I will still put all of these ingredients in my ingredients recap, so you can have a look at that, and the steps you can follow from my Pavlova Aux Fruits episode, which I will link in my description box. And finally is the assembly part. So once our almond cream is completely cooled down, so we're just gonna spread the compote generously on top of the almond cream. And then after that, we're just gonna unmold our mousse. And we're just going to place it on top of our tart. And on the outside is just some decoration, which I use the raspberries to cover the rest of the empty areas. And there you go. It's so easy, as you can see, although it's set as medium, but actually it's quite easy. Even the pâte sucrée, you can even use it just for some snacks. It doesn't have to be just to make a tart. But look at how beautiful this tart is. Oh, this is so perfect for the summer, for the spring, because it gives a vibe of colors and also flowery feelings. And of course, I know everyone are so anxious and impatient to watch me to cut this tart, and let's try this together right now. This is by far the yummiest tart I ever had, and this the least sweet tart I ever had too, because as you can see that we are using the lime, and the tanginess of the lime just balance out of the sweetness. And then yes, indeed it works well together with the raspberries. And of course the mousse is so smooth, with the crunch from the tart is just giving a lot of balance and playfulness inside the mouth, and I am very sure that you all are going to like it too. So I'm just going to give the ingredients recap right over here, so you can just pause the video and take a screenshot and make this at home. Enjoy it and be happy with it. And so that we have reached to the end of our episode. In the next episode, we will be baking tarte aux pommes. So it's an apple tart. It's very easy as well, and this is definitely a no-fail baking. The next few episodes, we will be baking a lot of tart because it's going to be summer soon. But of course, in Singapore, it's always summer, so you can have this all year round. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I truly enjoy for you all to join me, support me, subscribing me, watching all of my videos, and I hope someday everyone will be able to get a taste of my baking too. Don't forget to click the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share this video with everyone who would love to try to make their own tart at home, who also love some raspberries and tanginess in their mouth. And maybe your wife can make this during Father's Day. And I'll see you guys again next time. But if you're still watching, on to the next episode.